Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday here at the Renewal Center. Season's greetings to everyone. Happy holidays. We're so excited you've taken the time to join us on this Tuesday afternoon for a time of pause, a time of reset, and building resilience. And don't you just love that music? Don't you just love the holidays? I'm telling you, we're ushering in the holidays here at the Renewal Center. Yeah, welcome to everyone from our Renewal Center team. We're so glad that you're here today. I see Monique is out there, Renita, Belinda, Dr. Brown. I see everybody is on today. It's so good to see everyone. We're going to ask you to like and share this broadcast. We're streaming live on YouTube. And while you're over there, go right ahead. And hello once again to the YouTube folks. Can't really see you from here, but we want to say that we acknowledge you watching in today. Go ahead and like and share that broadcast as well. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, today would be a great day to do that. Thank you for joining us today. It's just a great day, a wonderful, beautiful afternoon. And we are just a few days away from winter. Even though it feels like winter, we're just a few days away from winter. So welcome December. We're in the month of December. And again, good. We want to say season's greetings, a wonderful holiday season to everyone. It's a time of peace, a time of joy, a time of goodwill, and Yuletide to everybody. So we're excited. It's good to see you. I see some of the remarks coming in. I tell you, you guys are all ready for tea time today. And so as we get ready for the day here at the Renewal Center, we're going to go ahead and present our tea of the week. I'm sure everybody would like this particular tea. If you are a berry person, our tea of the week is winter berry tea. And this is a pretty delicious hot tea. It's comprised of either black tea or green tea. And you can infuse raspberries or any type of berry that you like. Go ahead and steep it with some cinnamon and some clove. It's just a really nice hot tea for the holidays. I think that you will enjoy. So while we are getting ready out there to just present ourselves here at the Renewal Center for our time of locating ourselves, go ahead and put in the chat what you're drinking. What type of tea are you drinking as we get ready for our time of locating yourself? So we're so excited. And we're going to take our time. And if you're out there, I'm actually looking at the chat in real time as well. I'm seeing all the remarks coming in. Hello, Patrick, our executive director. I see Shamari. I see Nicole. I see everybody today. This is wonderful. We're all here for the holidays to celebrate. And it's just really good that we are taking the time to present a wonderful renewal practice today for you. So I see Renita is sharing. She has lemon water today. And thank you for sharing that, Renita. You guys go ahead and put your tea of choice inside of the chat. I see Patrick is coming in with coffee and vanilla. Oh, I thought you would have some tea today, Patrick. Hello to our executive director out there. We see all the remarks are coming in. Hope is bringing in all the remarks. So good to see everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, to everybody. Nicole, Shamari, Patrick. Everybody's putting their remarks in. Renee lemon water today. And let's see, who else do we have coming in here? I see Javalia coffee. Oh, that's some good coffee. Okay, Dr. Brown. Okay, we got a lot coming in here, Ho.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Spicy black pepper and ginger tea. Okay, Nicole, you got some original, really good looking, unique teas. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And I see any more coming in. Belinda has water. Okay, thank you. That's good. That's refreshing. Shamari has hazelnut coffee with cream, and that sounds really good and delicious for a nice Tuesday afternoon. So we welcome each and every one of you today. We thank you for coming and joining us. We're going to get ready to relax ourselves. You want to relax your shoulders and maybe your hands. Take this time this afternoon. And even while you're doing that and you're sharing our broadcast, please invite your friends, invite your colleagues and your family to join us today. So we're going to take our time. And we're going to locate ourselves. And that just means we're going to think of something positive and relax our mind and get into a place and a posture where we are ready to just relax and receive our renewal practice today. Doesn't take much to pause. So this is our time to pause. So just take some slow breath, some good breathing, slow breathing here, and we're going to have a time of looking at our image in front of us. It's time to locate ourselves.
Oh, I don't know what's going
A few
on.
more seconds here.
Yes, a few more seconds.
Okay. I know I'm feeling relaxed, looking at the beautiful beach there. Thank you for taking the time to join us to locate ourselves. And hope you're going to bring us on into our tea time practices, renewal practices
Yes,
today. And
absolutely.
I got my journal.
Absolutely. I have my Earl Grey, that's my favorite. And I'm just excited to be here with all of you. Welcome to Tea Time. Make sure that you have your Tea Time journal because today we're going to do a few things that will involve our Tea Time journals. So some reflection and things like that. Again, welcome everybody to Tea Time. Please excuse a couple of technical difficulties going on this morning, but we're going to keep on going and press past that and just keep moving into our tea time this afternoon. So make sure that you have, like Carmela said, like and share this broadcast with someone and make sure that you have your actual tea time journal. Because we're just going to have some time of just kind of reflecting and doing a couple other things that will involve us writing and journaling as well. So just so thankful to be here this afternoon and thankful to just have this time here. And so we know that we are, like you said, Carmela, we're in December. Tomorrow is
Mhm.
winter, begins our winter. And soon, in a couple of weeks, we will be into the new year. We'll be in 2024. We'll be into the new year. And I'm just excited about that. But before, we get into that new year, we just want to take a time to just reflect upon this previous year and what we experienced. The year is not over yet, so there are still experiences that will take
Mhm.
place before the actual new year. But let's go ahead and today we're going to just talk about this afternoon, we're going to talk about the end of year reflection, building hope, and increasing resilience. And we all know that the Renewal Center is a time, and one of our things with our tea time community is where we pause, reset, and build resilience. So we're going to talk about the end of year reflection. That's why you're going to need your notebooks. And if you don't have your tea time journals or you're not able to write right now, just kind of remember this or go back and review the broadcast and take a moment in time to just take time to reflect and write in your journal as well. So I'm looking forward to your engagement this afternoon. Again, we're going to talk about the end of year reflection, building hope, and increasing resilience. And we know that our tea time community, we're all about building resilience and all about wellness. All right. So I'm just excited to do that this afternoon with all of you. And speaking of the new year, I would like everybody to go and just, if you can in the chat, just type in something that you are grateful for today in this moment. What are you grateful for right now in this moment? Go ahead and engage and put that inside of the chat. What are you grateful for today? Every day is a day that we are grateful, and go ahead and put in the chat, what are you grateful for this day? What has brought just joy and gratefulness and thankfulness into your heart and into your day? Go ahead if you can and just type that into the chat. And we're going to go ahead and move forward with our tea time today. So make sure that you have your tea time journals so that we know that we're coming to the end of the year again. And we want to talk about in reflection for me, Carmela, I take time towards the end or just anyway when I do my journaling, just to create a space where I let in and let out. And I'm saying this right now because
Yeah.
we do our locate yourself, and I take that time to let in and let out, just kind of like when we locate ourselves, we're breathing in and then we're breathing out. We're kind of letting in, inhaling and exhaling. And so that is important. And so when we create
Mm.
a place of letting things out and letting things in, it's just a time to begin reflection. And when we're doing that, we're locating ourselves where it's a time of quietness, a time of building reflection of things that you may have experienced throughout the year, some emotions that you may have had throughout the year, and how do you think your year went thus far? Go ahead, Tea Time community, and type in, how do you think your year has gone this far? Have you even had the time to even reflect upon how your year went this far, and then you want to create a space to take in those deep breaths and take in and out the deep breaths. So this is something that I do, Carmela, that's just beyond tea time when we locate ourselves. And even with locating ourselves, I have made it kind of an activity or something I do. I usually do it in the morning, before I rise for the day, just kind of like just lay or just think and reflect upon the day of what I've experienced and get my thoughts and gather my things together. So we're going to do this in relation to your year, just taking the time to kind of reflect upon what you have experienced. How did it feel? And what did you think about your actual year? So, Carmela, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Oh, well, I like the fact that you were asking what does it mean at the beginning when you were talking about. Well, I'll go back to what you were asking. What did you feel, or how are you feeling right now? What are you grateful for? And I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to say that I'm thankful for a new slate and a new day to continue dreaming and aspiring. And so that goes into kind of like what you were just talking about, locating ourselves. And I'm thankful that as I locate myself, I'm finding where I am. I'm finding where I'm going and what I'm doing in the moment. And so I'm thankful for that. I'm looking forward to our time today.
All right. All right. And Renita says that I'm grateful for sunshine, peace from
Mhm.
the Lord, and a time to relax. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing. All right, Carmela, if you can take Monique.
Yes. Monique is saying, I'm grateful for loving friends and family. Yes.
All right. Great.
Yes.
All right. Chanel says that good afternoon, grateful for newness. All right. And she
Mhm.
amplified new. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah,
All right. And if
I
you
like
can
that.
take, let's see, Dr. Paul has a comment. If you want to take
Mhm.
that, Carmela.
Yes, Dr. Brown is saying, my son visiting with us a few days. That's Patrick, our executive
Oh,
director, is visiting our
yeah.
dad today.
Oh,
I know that's nice.
that's nice. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Belinda says, I'm grateful for life and new
Mhm.
beginnings. Thank you all for
Mhm.
sharing that this afternoon because it's
Yeah.
important that we are grateful in the moment.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
things can cloud us out where it takes away, but we want to be, grateful in the moment. And so when we understand this particular thing, and when we're talking about creating space to let out and let in, and we're talking about our locate yourselves, you want to be able to create that time, be intentional before this year is out to take that time to locate yourself, locate where you are for the year. How do you feel about the year? And the things you may need to let go of, anything you don't need to hold on to, you want to let go of. So maybe just even as we do the locate yourself with breathing in, I would say like breathing in for me, breathing in hope and inhaling hope and then breathing out doubt or exhaling doubt. So I'm breathing in hope and exhaling doubt. And you can do these things. You can write these particular things down and just begin to reflect on the things that you're breathing in. So you breathe in hope and you're breathing out what? And you're exhaling out any type of doubt. Okay. And so I'm inhaling, I'm breathing in good health, and then I'm exhaling anything regarding my health or my mindset. I'm going to exhale and leave those things behind. And so this year, I want you to just, if you're in your tea time journal, write down some things that you need to take in and breathe in, and then begin to write down some things that you need to let go and things you need to release when you're breathing out. And I use those particular examples: breathing in hope and breathing out disbelief and doubt. I'm breathing that out. I'm letting that out, but I'm breathing in the hope. And so in this, as we face this going toward the end of the year, just want to take those moments. Be intentional. If it's not today, a time maybe in the morning, a time after work, a time at night, whatever time is good for you, and take that time to reflect upon your year as far as what you're inhaling and the things that you're going to exhale, which is the exhaling is the release. And that's kind of like locating yourself. And I want to say, Carmela, that even though we do locate yourselves on Tuesday, we can locate ourselves anytime. I locate myself after a meeting. Sometime I need to take a I need to take a moment to locate myself. And so I'm breathing in and then breathing out and locating myself and where I am so that I can continue on. So we want to encourage you to locate yourself throughout the week, throughout the day, or whenever you need to locate yourself. What do you say? Do you have anything to add, Pastor Carmela? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that locating ourselves is something we, as you were saying, you can do anywhere and at any moment and at any time. Even if you need to step away, I'm talking about me, or I need to step away or get outside, go on the porch, go on the patio, go in the foyer. I know I talk a lot about going to a space where you can just take a minute and just inhale, like you want to inhale, like for instance, positivity or some level of like hope, like you were saying, hope, which I think is a positive expectation of what's next. And I love the fact that it doesn't take much for us to locate ourselves. You can do it in your chair in between time, or even if you're sitting there in a time of or space where a lot's going on, you can locate yourself. Absolutely. You can bring yourself back and make yourself aware.
Absolutely. So since we're speaking of that, let's go ahead as a tea time community, and we're gonna do it as an example together. So we're just gonna just sit like we were doing as we locate ourselves, and we're gonna you're just gonna breathe in. Just take a moment to breathe in love. Breathe in love. Just thinking, and exhale any type of resentment or any type of negative thoughts or feelings that you have. So you're breathing in love. And then you're exhaling as we're exhaling those things that may be negative, those things that may not be, encouraging for us, even during this time. You're breathing in the good times of the year, and then you want to breathe out, anything that you experienced that was negative. And again, you can do this at home. I have, Carmela, like in my note, in my journal, everyone, I have in my journal where I do this often. Like I said, even after meetings, I kind of exhale and things that may have took place, and just take my time to just center myself and think upon positive, good thoughts, and releasing anything that is negative. So I want you all to be able to do that. And I hope that you guys are writing. I love to see some comments come in regarding that time. And this is a part of building resilience. And this is a part of having that hope as we have faced many things throughout the year, whether they be good experiences or they are a bad experience. So you want to be able to, again, to create a space to where you're letting out and letting in. All right. And then also reflecting on, taking time to also for the year, reflecting on your strengths and qualities that you were able to embrace, reflecting upon your strengths. So you don't, just taking time and a moment to just, like I said, this is like a reflection moment that we're having here. we're coming to the end of something and going into something new, we want to take the time to reflect upon my strengths. What are my strengths? Because sometimes we can so much hone in on what was negative that happened, or what happened, in my job that wasn't good, or what happened in a relationship that maybe was not good. I just want to focus and focus on your strengths and your abilities. For you, Carmela, what would you say as far as this year? You can share what do you reflect upon your strengths. Share one of your strengths that you will reflect upon.
Hmm. Well, I think maybe to stay the course with the calendar. I'm really big about that.
Yeah.
But really taking into consideration the plans that I have, and then giving myself grace. You know, I think that that's a strength of mine this year, that not everything will always go on point on every time. But if you have something planned and you give yourself enough cushion or grace, I think that that's a good quality to have. So I would say that this year.
Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Yes. And also, Tea Time community, thank you so much for sharing, Carmela.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important, your time, because we know you're very good with the time management and managing your time, and that's a strength for you. So, Tea Time community, go ahead and chime in. What are some of the qualities that you have within you that help you get through this year? What were some of the qualities, if you can? If you don't want to write it in the chat, if you have your Tea Time journal, go ahead and write down what were some of the qualities that have helped you to be able to navigate through this year. What are some things that within you that help you to navigate through out of the
That's
year,
good.
and be able to focus on that? And you want to write those things down and reflect upon them as well. And so, just want to give you time to go ahead and chime in if you have any comments. What were some things that helped you, some qualities or some things that help you to be able to navigate through the year? Also, what are
Yeah.
some strengths and qualities that you didn't know that you had that you did discover this year? What
Mhm.
did you discover this year? What were some good qualities that you discovered about yourself this year? You can go ahead and chime in. It's kind of quiet in our tea time community, but don't be afraid. Go ahead and chime on in and share with us what are some good qualities that you found out and discovered about yourself this year that you, as I would say, dig deep, and digging deep. And what was it that you found out that you had? I see a comment or two that has come in. We'll go ahead and share those. Right. In one moment, just a few technical difficulties we'll get to in one moment.
Mm.
Right. I'll put it up. I'm sorry. Everything is moving slow, so bear with me.
Oh, that's okay. While you're doing that, I just want to say that when you're asking about what strengths or what have you discovered, I think that's really ties in really well with what you're sharing today about locating where you are.
Okay. You could take that comment, Carmela.
Okay, Deborah's saying being honest with myself, forgiving others, practicing grace. Now that is
Yeah,
excellent.
that's
Thank you for
good.
sharing. Hmm.
Patrick says, take a step away, then step back into the
Hmm.
workload. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that's really good. And I found myself having to do that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hmm.
Charlisa says, my persistence nature to get up and keep going. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right.
Hmm.
All right. Mel, if you could take the next comment.
Okay, Nicole. Nicole is saying my resilience. I've taken a lot of hits this year, but I never quit. Never will. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for your transparency with that. Yeah.
All right. And Patrick has a joke, and the Wi-Fi needs to locate it. So absolutely. I tell you, Patrick, I have been having a challenge here. It's been moving very slow, but that's funny. Thank you so much. Needed that laugh. Renita says, I think speaking positive self affirmations, prayer, letting go of hindrances, and placing myself around positive people help me to
Yes.
keep going through the year. Thank you so much for sharing that,
Important.
Renita. All right. And if you can take the next comment.
Chanel, she's saying my strength has been resilience. And this year I realize I have more patience than what I thought I had.
All right. Very
Yes.
good. Thank you so much for sharing that, Chanel. Thank you so much. So even if you guys have your journal or some questions to ask, continue to ask later. We asked the questions about like what's some things that you discovered about yourself. You guys have shared, and also what did I accomplish despite being in challenged places? You know, like what was it that I was able to press past? And this is a part of building resilience. What was I able to kind of press past, even though it may have been difficult for me to kind of press past? You know, these are some things that we want to ask ourselves as we go into the end of year reflection, as we continue to, build hope, take a time to pause, reset, and build resilience. Is just sometimes the questions that we ask ourselves in our times of reflection. And the reflection is in everything in totality that you may have experienced. And so now we're taking the time to reflect upon this particular year, 2023, what we experienced, how we were able to navigate through certain things as well. So make reflection like I said, reflection for me is an experience. It's a time that I set aside to kind of do every day and kind of it when I can, and just taking that moment. Even for me, it's before I get up in the morning. I take that time to reflect and think about the day previous and think about how I'm going to face the day as well. And even in that particular experience, sometimes I may do it in the afternoon. You may want to. For me, I love candles, so I may light a candle. You may want to drink some tea. I drink some tea at the time and I just kind of sit. And then you may even want to just have some type of like relaxing type music as well in your time of reflection. So you want to make the experience feasible for you. So again, for me, sometimes I don't have anything. And then for sometimes, Carmela, I may have a cup of tea. I may have a candle lit, so I'm smelling in good things and smelling in, and then I'm taking that time to like sit in my favorite spot, find you a spot, and just sit there and kind of just reflect and take in that smells of those wonderful candles. I love candles, and sometimes when I have my relaxing music. So Carmela, what would you share about your times of reflection? How do you what do you do for your times of reflection?
Ooh. Well, for me, if I can get to my favorite place around nature, and sometimes I can't, but most of the time when I can, I always have my book, some type of book that I like to read, or a journal. I always have it with me. But for the most part, it's just really getting out walking and enjoying the scenery. And that causes me to reflect on my moment. It even sets the course of the day. And even if it's in the afternoon, and I'm out and about, I'll just sit and listen to the water or look at nature or something like that. But it's even if I'm driving, trying to take a different route, seeing something new. So that helps me to reflect. And it's really a matter of me hushing the noise that's around me. And so if I could make everything quiet so that I can at least take the time to see where I'm at and bring some positivity to the moment.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And that's good. It's nothing like a nice walk with a nice little breeze blowing, especially
Yeah,
in the
love
fall.
it.
And, you can take that time to go on a reflection walk and just walk and just reflect and think about what you experienced. And so right now we're thinking about what we experienced throughout this year, 2023. And so also in that time of reflection, I would say, as far as identifying what lessons did I learn about this past year that I don't want to forget as I move into and remember these things for moving forward. So I kind of like identify what lessons or things that I've learned that will help me as far as in remembering these things, not to forget them as I move, my next. And for let's just see, remember how much sometimes thinking about particular things or experiences that you may have had, the times that maybe what Patrick is doing, he's spending time, with a loved one, spending time with his dad. So that's important in moving forward even moving forward. So this is just different things that we want to identify, meaning like, we may say I want to spend more time with my dad, or, I
Mhm.
may need to call my aunt, or those particular things and those things help us to move forward and be more encouraged, after we do those
Yes.
particular things. So I see a comment has come in. All right. Let's see here.
Oh, all right. So,
She says, yes, Pastor Carmela, outdoors openness, oneness with beauty that I see the water.
yeah,
All right. Absolutely. Thank you so
lots of
much
water.
for sharing. That's great. Oneness with beauty. All right. That's really good. All right. You can read the
Mhm.
next comment, Carmela.
Okay, it's Nita. Okay, Nita. She's saying, I've had some health challenges and emotional challenges this year and finally took steps to help myself. I sought out counseling for myself and also took the time to visit the beach, my favorite place, a few times this year. And it's made a huge difference in my life. I've learned about myself and ways to persevere through challenges. Thank you. That's my sister. Thank you, sis, for sharing that and being transparent about it. Thank you. Some great nuggets right here that she's sharing.
Yes, that's
Mhm.
good. Thank you so much. That's powerful. Thank you so much, Nita, for your transparency and
Yeah.
sharing your comment this
Yeah.
afternoon. So also when we're thinking about just identifying or things as moving forward, and when we say identify the things that we may have learned and importance of these things moving forward, I'll share for me, it's just making sure and cultivating my friendships and relationships with people. And I take that, and I learned the lessons of things like, maybe being more intentional about making phone calls instead of a text or different things like that. So as I'm moving, into different things and into the next year, I'm more mindful of making sure that I'm spending time with loved ones, calling loved ones, checking in on loved ones. That's for me, and being more intentional moving forward. So those are the things and lessons that I learned, just not to take anything for granted,
Hmm.
you know, not to take anything for granted, and remember to be mindful and loving and attentive to those that I'm with, and also having a list, also in when we're journaling, having a list of what you would like to make improvements on moving forward. What are some things that you want to as you move forward through the lessons that you've learned throughout the year? What steps are you going to take to be able to move forward? What things are you going to do to be able to move forward to ensure that through those particular lessons or experiences, that you take them with you and understanding, and then you're making improvements as well. So I see a comment that has come in. Mel, did you want to take this one?
Yes, Deborah is saying sometimes I just have to be still, turn off all the noise. Yes, light my candles, just listen to what my body and mind are saying to me. Thank you,
Thank you
Deborah.
so much.
Um,
Wow, that's good. And that's just a time of
yeah.
reflection. And so,
Mhm.
again, we're talking about just the different ways of building hope and having resilience and moving forward. And this is just so important, to have that type of, a positive attitude or mindset. And we know that the Renewal Center, we're all about building resilience. So today, just the opportunity to end the year with reflection, end the year reflection, building hope, and increasing resilience. And so that's what we're talking about today on Tea Time, and how we're moving forward and doing these things as we take time to reflect towards the end of the year. And so, even as we understand this time of the year, Carmela, and I'm very mindful of this because I experienced this as well, is when there is times of grief during the end of the year, the holidays, and things of such nature, and if you've
Yes.
lost loved ones, and how to honor, your loved ones. We've talked about this before here on Tea Time. Is sometimes holidays can be hard and can be a challenge when people are not there that we're used to being there. And for me, I'm very sensitive to this because sometimes people may, have stages of anger, stages of depression, or just going through stages of this is a part part of stages of grief as well. And so it's just being able to move and navigate through these particular things, and just want to help anyone out that may be even dealing with that, because we're here to build resilience. We're here to pause. And you know what? I found out, Carmela, that it's okay to think about and honor our loved ones during this time if they're not there. And so I have found for me some creative ways of honoring my loved ones that are not here by remembering some of the things that they used to do. Sometimes I will make a playlist, and like with my sister, because she loved Prince. And so I would make a playlist of Prince, and which is one of my favorite artists. Oh my goodness. And so I'm all Prince out. I tell you, I love Prince. And so I would just make a list of songs that she liked, in Prince, and just listen to them. And not for me, it's not sadness, but it brings me joy. And I'm kind of dancing and thinking about the time that we spent together, even during the holidays, when it will be more, we will be dancing and having a good time. And so that was my way of dealing, with that. Also, even like with, making your favorite dish, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
um,
Yes.
making that favorite dish, you have that recipe, go ahead and utilize that recipe. And this is an awesome way of turning that grief around and making it
Yes.
time where you are remembering and celebrating
Yes.
those whom you loved as well. So sometimes I honor them by making my aunt's favorite dish, or have maybe something, a favorite quote as well, something that they may have said that you now kind of utilize, and you say it now in your life, to bring it, bring that liveliness and bring honor and remembrance of those whom we lost. So, just wanting to here at the Renewal Center, we're just being honest about and transparent about that this time of the year, we want to be sensitive to one another.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
People who are facing grief, people who are remembering loved ones. And even though this is a joyous time of the year, for some, they have moments, and I can say that I too have had some deep moments of just, just reflecting and thinking about those whom I lost. And I know we have all, had that time to experience that. So I see some comments coming in. All right. Let's see, Patrick. He says, I've had some health challenges. Oh, that's Renita. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's move to the next one. Let's see. Deborah has a comment. You want to take that, Carmela?
Okay. I think we did that one too.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we did. Okay. All right. Some things are coming up slow. I
Okay.
don't know. All right. I see another comment.
Deborah says, me too. His
Purple
his
badness, I think.
purple badness.
Purple. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had the honor of being able to see the purpleness in concert when he was, here. And I tell you, it's just an experience. And you know what, Carmela, that was an experience I shared with my sister, because she was, older than me, and we went to the concert. And I always remember that. And it always brought good memories to me. So I just wanted to share that with anyone who may be dealing with grief or remembering a loved one, different ways that you can
Yeah.
honor their loved one, maybe something they're said, cook their favorite dish. Just be creative and honor them the way you want to, the way you feel comfortable honoring them during this time. And also, speaking of honoring, we want to just take the time as we're in this end of the year to identify what you're grateful for. And I started off with that, but I just want to take a moment, just a minute or two, to allow you to just think about what you're grateful for,
Mhm.
what you're grateful for.
Yeah,
It's important,
it is.
because the
Mhm.
challenges in our lives, the things that would try to drown out us from being grateful, it's important that we take a time. And I know that you know this, because you have your grateful, challenge in November. And Carmela is definitely someone that you can definitely connect with about understanding about being grateful and what it really means to be grateful. So you want to just look back toward the year and just identify you know, practicing gratitude.
Mm.
Carmela would say, practice gratitude for this year and everything that you experienced. And even in that, even in during the difficult times and difficult circumstances, we can work towards identifying things that are going well. So even in
Mhm.
difficult times and difficult circumstances, being able to identify things that are going well and appreciating them and being thankful, among the many things, just having just a posture of being grateful for this year, everything that
Yes.
they have faced,
Mhm.
if it was a health challenge or whatever steps that were taken. If it's some challenges on your job, you kind of think about, what, that may be a challenge here, my school, or challenges with my relationships, but I'm grateful for the relationships that are healthy. I'm grateful for, it's a challenge on the job. I'm grateful that I have a job, I'm grateful that I have an income. Just the different things to kind of, having that attitude of gratitude, having that posture of gratitude. Carmela, did you want to add anything?
This is so good. I just like the fact that you're ending, you're kind of recapping, going all the way back around, circling back, and just, bringing the whole fact about being grateful. And as I'm sitting here, and I'm just really thinking about any day that I can get up and continue to have an expectation of there's greater things to come. That to me is what I'm hopeful for. And that for me is about something that I'm grateful for. It's a fresh canvas, so I'm just
Mm-hmm.
thankful that you've shared, most importantly, about giving ourselves a chance to at least reflect on everything, even through the grief, even through navigating through that part, through that piece.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yes,
of that is a way of reflecting and being hopeful this year and expecting good things that's on the horizon. So thank you for sharing this today.
absolutely, absolutely. And I
Mhm.
just want to end with one last point, and one last renewal of practice is look to the future with hope.
Mhm. Mhm.
Look to
Yeah.
the future with hope. I see some comments that have come in that we can share here. Mission. Oh, a piece of
Yeah.
art or
Oh
love.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Thank you so much for sharing that, Patrick.
Mhm.
Piece of art. Yes. All right. You can take the next comment if you'd like.
Okay. Frame something written by your loved one. Oh,
Yes.
that right there is good. It doesn't take much. That is a good practice. Thank you, Patrick, for sharing that.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That just took on for me because I have like these sticky
Mhm.
notes and recipes my sister gave me,
Mhm.
and it's in her handwriting. So I think I might take something and put it all together and frame it. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to do that. Absolutely. All right. Charlisa says, yes, Lord. Yes. Thank you so
Yes.
much for sharing, Charlisa. All right. You can take the next comment if you like.
Okay, Deborah. She's saying my sisters and I went when he was here. She's talking about Prince. I'm grateful for memories of the past and for the ones I get to make in the future. I'm thankful for my mom and my son and all my friends and family.
Yeah, thank you.
So
That's
beautiful.
wonderful. Thank
Yes.
you for sharing that. Absolutely. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
sharing that. All right. I have another comment from, as for grief, during this time, sometimes the memories are too much. I
Yeah.
found it also okay to reroute your mind until you have the strength to deal with them. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Nichelle, and Nicole, and being transparent.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Apostle Hope. Look to the future with hope. So we're going to end that today, just
Mm.
about looking to the future with hope. And hope is a process. The more we cultivate hope and practice hopeful thinking, so this hopeful thinking, the more we're able to activate positive feelings. So, and so this is a really good way, even to kind of, like you said, reroute your thoughts and think
Mhm.
about and practice hopefulness and thinking, to activate more positive feelings and move away from the distress and the anxiety and that. So, and hope includes our ability to put things into a right perspective. And looking beyond what is right in front of us, but looking at what is before us, right? Looking what is right before us. And that's a part of being grateful, is having that looking to the future with hope. So I just want to encourage all of us to continue to do what's good, as far as just practicing hopeful thoughts, cultivating hopeful thoughts, taking time to reflect, identify, being grateful, and then also, what else is there that I am not seeing right now? Taking that time to just kind of reflect upon that as well. And so we know that we all need hope, and without hope, we can't, you can't meet your goals. It's not able to move forward. So we always have to have that hope.
Right.
I want to reinforce hope to all of our tea timers today. Whenever you feel hopeless, just think about the things that you're grateful for, and just remind yourself that you were able to make it through. Remind yourself that you survived a situation, that you were able to come back, and you were able to gain your strength. You were able to gain your resilience and qualities and the strengths that make you who you are, authentically who you are. Remind yourself about the qualities of others and the strength of community. And I want to end with that. And when I say the strength of community, tea time is the community of strength. And so when we come together, we're building resilience. And as we come to the end of the year, we're talking about building resilience and building a community of hope. And so this tea time that we have every Tuesday throughout this year and the years before is a community where we're building hope, where we're taking time to pause, reset, and build resilience. That means where we're building resilience together as a community. And community is important. And all of our timers, you are all important to us. We're so thankful for the engagement. Carmela, so thankful for the interaction, so thankful for the community that we have built amongst the tea timers as well. And so, I don't see any more comments that have come in, but we just want to end with that renewal practice there. We just want to end. I want to put up a quote here for us, and I'm going to put that up in one moment. I'm going to share that with you as we end, and then we have a few announcements, and I'm going to put that up for us as well. All right, so here we have, vulnerability is the courage to show up when we can't control the outcome. Breen Brown. I wanted to share that with us because, even in this time, as we've gone through the year, we've had vulnerable moments. We've been vulnerable, and we have that strength, that resilience to still show up even in our vulnerability. We have the posture to show up even in vulnerability. Even if we don't understand all the details, we still showed up, and that is powerful. That is a part of building and having resilience. So I just want to thank you all for your time. I would love for you to chime in your feedback. What did you receive from today's tea time? What was it that stuck out to you, and how will you continue, to move forward? So go ahead and just share your feedback, what you received today. Remember that we're creating a space to let in and let out. All right. And then we're creating the opportunity reflect upon our strengths and our qualities that we have as well. We are identifying the lessons that we learned throughout this year, and we also, being more intentional about what we're going to do to move forward in those lessons as well. Identifying, having the gratefulness as well, identifying being grateful, and we're looking to the future with hope. Carmela, did you want to share any feedback of what you received today before we put up our announcements?
Yes, this has been a really, I mean, we should be encouraged and empowered through the fact that there is hope going into the next year, into the next week, into this season, whatever it is. And I'm taking all of this with me with a positive expectation of seeing great things happening. And then also taking the time to reflect. And don't forget the reflection piece, because you can reflect anywhere. So I'm thankful for what you have shared, to inhale the good things and to breathe out the things that you need to release. So this is really great. This has been wonderful. And thank you for our tea timers.
Yes, thank you, tea timers, for sharing. Yes. Thank you so much. We
Mhm.
want to also bring your attention to that this is Giving Tuesday. All right.
Mhm.
This is the time where you can join us in this time of giving, this season of giving with the Renewal Center in our tea time. And this is Giving Tuesday. If we have embraced that, I'm looking for our Giving Tuesday flyer, but I'll go ahead and our announcements. You will see the ways that you can be able to give towards Giving Tuesday, and also the ways that you can also give to Renewal Center in our announcements as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put up our announcements for now. One moment. All right. All right. So we have, of course, our Tea Time Tuesdays. Um, a time to pause, reset, and build resilience. And that's every first, second, and third Thursdays. And we have our third Wednesdays and our fourth Wednesday as well at 7:30. The New You Digital Discipleship on Sundays at 10 a.m. via Zoom. All right. And then also we have our Reforming Culture, which is held on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. We'll start that fresh beginning next year to continue the mind of Christ. Then we have our reformative prayer every fifth Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. So we have a fifth Wednesday in January. So start the year off with us with reformative prayer that fifth Wednesday as well. There we have our Help for All Roads Lead to Grief Recovery. If you're interested in grief recovery or know someone who may need grief recovery, they can contact the Renewal Center for more information. Make sure that you download the mobile app, okay? This is a phenomenal app. This will keep you up to date on anything and everything that we're doing, all our community services as well. All right, here it is, the Women's at the Well series. All right, and Pastor Carmela Head leads this. This is going to be on the first Saturday of every month, virtually as well as on site. Join us for that time of women's Bible study as well. All right, and then here's the way that you can give to the Renewal Center. We have many ways that you can give. We have our website. We have text to give. We have PayPal, Cash App. We also have Zelle, Venmo, and if you would like to mail a money order or check, you may do so with the information that's located here on the screen with our address. And so, Carmela, I wanted to chime you in if there's any other things I need to mention. I know, can you speak to the creatives meetup?
Yes, yes. We have the Creatives Meetup coming up the last Saturday in the month of January. We want you to join us. I believe it's on the 28th. I don't have it in front of me, but it should be that day. And it's from 12 to 2. So if you have a business, if you own a business, or you have some creative ideas, maybe you're an artist, maybe you have sculpture, or you create candles, or you have business ideas, whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily have to be art with art, but every form of what you're doing is creative. And so this is a place that creatives can meet up, talk about their business ideas, and then also show their business ideas to one another. So please contact the Renewal Center with our email and or our telephone number. You can find that on, like Hope said, if you download the mobile app. Check Facebook, Instagram, or all these places, our website. Find out more information, how to reach out to us if you're interested and you think this might be something that you would like. So the Creatives Meetup, this is going to be great. Next year, our first event for the new year.
Absolutely. And I just want to apologize. I was trying to upload it and it didn't come up. You know, I'm having technical
It's
difficulties.
technical difficulties.
But
It
I
needs to
also
be
want to announce,
renewed, right?
right, it's just something else. But also announce as well our my prophetic foundations class. Here is my guest facilitator, Apostle Patrick J. Brown, who will be guest facilitating. This is 3 sessions. It's going to be in the evenings on Monday evening. You can go to my page to register as well. It's going to be January 8th, 15th, and 27th from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. 3 sessions on Monday evening. Come and join us for a time of understanding prophetic living as we continue to move forward into the new year. It's great to make an investment in yourself and learning as well and understanding prophetic foundations. So I just wanted to mention that to all you before we end. This has been an absolute great tea time, just a time just to remember those things. Make sure that you, I want to add to make sure that you go through your tea time journal. for the entire year and look at some of the notes, or go to our mobile app and view some of our tea times from this past year, just to give yourself a reminder and be encouraged. All right. And I have a comment that came in. All right. All right. Thank you, Charlisa. She says, takeaway, creating a space to inhale growth and stamina, and exhale healing and renewal. Thank you, ladies, for a great session. All right. Thank you so much, Charlisa, for that. Thank you all for coming on to Tea Time. Just thankful to be here with all of you. And remember that I am Renewal. And take care of each other. Just remember that as we move forward in the tea time. Is there anything that you wanted to add?
Happy holidays, everyone. Have a beautiful Christmas this coming Sunday with you and your family, or whatever you're doing. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah.